Hi, ReleaseFi here, so I'm going to talk you through the Snotinghamscire Anomaly in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. There's a few very specific things to take into account when you're trying to crack all of the puzzles, so hopefully the video is going to help you out. If it does, drop me a like below. But essentially I'm going to talk you through, firstly, the location of the Animus Anomaly, which is near Snotingham in Snotinghamshire. And then I'm going to talk you through all the solutions. So you find it in this little circle area here on the map, just to the southwest of Snotingham in Snotinghamshire, obviously. And when you get here and start the Animus Anomaly, you'll be able to run up here and come around the corner and start to jump on over. And you might be a bit worried about jumping onto this one, but anytime it goes white and clear like that, you can jump on it. Anytime it goes a little bit fuzzy and hazy, that's when you don't jump on it. So don't be worried about jumping on that when it's white and solid. And then when you make it up to the top, you want to head on over to this pedestal in the middle. It's a moving reflective mirror, and what you want to do is grab it and slide it all the way over to the bottom of this platform. So all the way over this side, and you can see that doesn't actually do anything, and that's because you're not quite finished there. You then need to head on over to this one and flick it on to it, and you can see that these come on and off every now and again. So they stay on for a little bit and then they go off. You can see it's gone off then. So head on into the middle, and what you're doing is waiting for it to just turn on. And as soon as it's just turned on, that's when you can actually make the jump and start the climb. And you need to be quick, so make sure that you get all this relatively quickly. And to get this long jump, you need to double tap jump, and that will get you across to that. And then that's into the middle here, and you're up to the next section. So that's the first puzzle done and dusted. And then again, moving this reflective mirror pedestal over to this little section here, and then you just want to pull it back so that it actually interacts with that. So you need to come all the way back, and now you can see it's actually hitting this one. So then you can jump on over as soon as it hits. Now you don't have much time, so you need to move relatively quickly, and then you can change this to point it at the other one down here. And what you're trying to do is get two of them hitting that one, the longer one, which will allow you to get across. So when you get to here, again, wait for it to be white and solid before you actually jump across. Now you can't jump across with just one, you need two hitting it, and what this will mean is that it stays permanently on. So move the reflective mirror back on over to where it was, and suddenly instead of just having one of the light beams trained on this longer one, you get two, which means it stays on permanently, and you can head on over to this beam here. And then what you want to do is target it at the big block over in the distance, and there you go. That will turn that block on, so you can then head back into the middle, keep on going because that block will stay on, and then you can start your ascent. So get on up to here, so you're waiting for this to go solid, then you can do the jump. And this one's a little bit easy, you haven't got any double jumps to do, but you're heading over to the left when you get to here, and then from here it's pretty much easy the entire way, where you just climb on up. And that is the second level of puzzles done. For the third level, you've got to head over here and down here, and what you're looking to do is jump over to the blue platform here, and then you're looking to change these from pointing to the one that you've just jumped across to the ones in front of you. Now you'll obviously have to undo this a little bit later on to get back on over, but to be able to solve this puzzle you need both of these trained on the blocks over on the other side. So what that means is you should be able to jump on across when you go over here, and it's actually the beam at the top of here that you want to interact with in a little bit. So head on over when it goes solid, and you should just be able to climb on up. Obviously timing is everything, so wait for things to be comfortable, and then as soon as they are, you can get up to here, wait for the one that's blocking you to be off, and then you can jump on over to here, and then you need to wait for it to be on again to climb up to here, and then head on over to the right where you'll find this. And obviously for this one, you've just got to move it to interact with the beam. And then when you're comfortable that it's definitely triggering, move it over to the right hand side. Because this is on a straight line axis, you should be able to just move it across and the beam will follow you to trigger the big block right in the middle, and then you can leap on down and retrace your steps. You don't need to go all the way to the right, you can jump right on down to the blue one here, and then you can move the light beams to be able to turn this big block back on again. There's 2 to do. Make sure you do 2 of them before you try to do this jump, and that will mean that the big block leading back to the middle is on pretty much permanently, and you can do the jump into the middle relatively easily as soon as you're comfortable. And then once you're in the middle, it's simply a case of following the route up and around. So wait for the blocks to come on, jump on up, and then jump onto the more permanent pedestal, and then again just wait for yourself to reset. Wait as long as you need for it to go off and on for as many times as you want, because you can't fall from here, and then get on across, and that will see you on over to the last of the blocks that are wavering. Again, just wait it out, and then as soon as it comes back on again, you'll then be free to be able to make the jump, and that will get you across eventually to all of the moving platforms. Spin it around and you can see exactly where you need to go. You need to jump on the very thin platform right opposite the moving platform, and then it's just a case of following this route around and climbing up when you get the opportunity, and this will take you to the central part of the anomaly, and it will finish off all of the puzzles for the Snotinghamscire Animus Anomaly. Like I said earlier, hopefully the video helps you out. If it does, drop me a like below. You can also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, with the links on the left hand side, and check out the rest of my guide for Assassin's Creed Valhalla with the links on the right hand side. Leave any comments and I'll catch you next time.